Welcome back, folks, to Let's Play Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Justice for All for the Nintendo DS. I'm SamuraiT-X, and I'm Solid Snake. When we last left off, we pressed Wendy Oldbag's testimonies and whatnot, and now when we left off, it was to be continued as Miles Edgeworth finally got what he wanted, which is us finally making him get Adrian Andrews to be on the stand. So we're currently on a recess when we reconvene. So without further ado, let's get the show on the road.
March 22nd, 2:14 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3.
Dude, I can't believe that, Adrian. No way. Not cool. And collected Adrian Andrews, man. She is your manager. It would have been very easy for her to pull this off. The only person who had easy access to the knife you used at dinner was, well, her. So after the ceremony during the break, huh? I was sleeping like a log the entire time, man. See? She could have also easily planted that blood-covered button in your Hakama. Because she was the one that came to wake me up, dude? Then, dude, you're saying it was really her? Yes. She is the real killer. She was the one who murdered Juan Corrida. But why? I thought she was buds with Juan, dude. She has her own agenda. Her own agenda? What are you talking about? I'm sure you will see by the time this trial's over. It'll be alright. I'll get you acquitted by the end of today. Get me the verdict that's refreshing like a spring breeze. Okay, Mr. Lawyer Dude? Phoenix, you think her motive is related to Celeste Impact's missing suicide note, right? Yes. Miss Andrews depended on Miss Impact for her strength and will to live. But then Miss Impact suddenly killed herself. It sounds like she left the suicide note, and the person thought to have hidden it is Juan Corrida, the victim of the murder. And that's why I think that Miss Andrews got close to Mr. Corrida, all to get the suicide note back. That sounds plausible, but one thing bothers me. What? Who was it that first told us about their relationship? Better stated, Miss Andrews' codependency with regards to Miss Impact's. It was Edgeworth. It looks like he's still in command of this ship. Don't let your guard down yet.
March 22nd, 2:25 p.m. District Court, Courtroom number 3.
Smack. Court will now reconvene. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, if you please.
The prosecution calls the witness, subpoenaed by this court, Miss Adrian Andrews, the person who discovered the crime in Juan Corrida's room. What is your occupation?
I am the manager of the defendant in this case, Mr. Matongard.
I see. Now then.
Before we begin, Your Honor, I have one request.
Yes. Sure. What is it?
I'm sure everyone in this room is wondering the same thing, and would love to find out more about my relationship with the victim. After all, it was the topic of a certain weekly magazine recently.
No. I have no idea what you mean. I've never even heard of Gossip Land.
If the judge was ever a prosecution witness, he'd do all my work for me. I know, right?
Anyway, I was wondering if you could please tell us about your relation to the victim.
Yes, I was seeing Mr. Corrida, and I was also aware of the rivalry that existed between Matt and Juan, but this was a private matter between Juan and myself.
So it was fry and bait matter, or was that bait and fry? Reminds me of fishing.
But I didn't kill him.
No one has accused you of that.
I've got a feeling someone will soon.
Huh? I think we all understand your relationship with the victim now, Miss Andrews.
Very well then. Witness, please testify to the court about what happened when you discovered the murder that had taken place.
Alright, it's time for Adrian Andrews' first testimony.
It was time for the show to start, so I went to get Matt from his room. After that, I went to Juan's room, and there was his dead body. I was in shock. What I saw was naturally the exact same scene as in the crime scene photo. I felt as though I was about to faint, so I poured myself a glass of juice.
You poured yourself a glass of juice?
Yes, sadly I didn't remember not to touch things at the scene of the crime, and I disturbed the crime scene by moving this one thing.
And that is when the fingerprints on the wine glass were made, Your Honor.
I see. Well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
Phoenix. She is one cool and collected customer, and she has the brains to match.
Yes, I know.
In order to catch a person like her, you have to avoid head-on confrontations. You should disrupt her pace.
Disrupt her pace?
She's the type of woman who is easily thrown off by things inconsistent with her thinking. So you have to attack when she least expects it. The instant you let up on your offense is the instant this trial's over. Understand?
Alright, I gotcha. Now it's time to begin the cross-examination. Alright. Okay, that's true because, you know, that's her job. After that, I went to Juan's room, okay? And there was his dead body. I was in shock. Okay, let's press this one. This statement's the one I want to press, so let's do that. Hold it! You were in shock?
What? Was I not supposed to be? Miss Andrews is a very calculating person, and despite how close they were, I doubt she had a romantic feelings for Mr. Corridor.
Anyone randomly stumbling upon a dead body would be in shock. And you can't seriously expect that a young beauty like her would not be shocked.
Somehow, I don't think beauty has anything to do with being shocked or not. I see. Right. Well, I saw... Okay, no, not that one yet. I'm going to press this statement first because, well, she did interrupt the crime scene, so we like to know more about this statement as well. Hold it! Juice?
Yes, there was a bottle of tomato juice on the table, so I helped myself.
But you didn't drink any of it, did you?
Huh?
There were no lip marks left on this wine glass to suggest that anyone drank from it.
I wasn't feeling terribly great, so I set the glass down without drinking it.
Miss Andrews, I would like to confirm with you one more time. When you discovered the dead body of Juan Corridor, you were in great shock, and that's when you poured yourself the glass of juice, correct?
And what of it? My mind really was a complete blank at the time.
Your mind was a complete blank? I didn't think that was possible for you.
Aren't you rude today? I was so dazed that I made one careless mistake. That one thing.
What one thing?
Never mind. It's no big deal.
What was she starting to say just now? I'm going to press further. Table smash. Miss Andrews, I'm convinced that, as you said, you made a mistake at the scene of the crime. What I really want to know is what this mistake was.
Actually, so would I.
I'm sorry. It's kind of embarrassing. When I set the glass down on the dresser, I accidentally knocked the flower vase over.
Okay. Smack. Flower vase? Are you talking about the one on the floor in the crime photo? This mess of glass shards?
It was originally on top of the dresser, but when I bumped into it with my elbow, it fell onto the guitar case.
Table Smash, why did you withhold such an important piece of this information?
I'm sorry. I thought that since the crime scene was already in disarray, that people would simply assume the vase was just another part of the mess.
It looks like yet another fact has come to light here. Please add this and anything else you have to reveal to your testimony.
I'm sorry, but I have nothing more to add. I didn't touch anything else.
Okay, so, yeah, I think that's all we're gonna get, so, we're gonna go back, and we're gonna go here, because, there's a contradiction in this scene. Because, naturally, when she says she's sure what she naturally saw in the crime scene, she just confessed something about the guitar case, right? And, I'm gonna present the guitar case, because, this is something that's come to light now. Because there is water on it and whatnot, so let's present it. We could present this or the crime scene photo, but I'm going to present the guitar case. Objection! You testified that you knocked the flower vase over, is this correct?
Yes.
And are you sure it fell onto the guitar case?
Is there a problem with what I just said?
Oh yeah, and if you check the crime photo, I believe that guitar case is actually open. That's what I see anyway. Yeah, it's open, so I think there's something else going on here. It's not some problem. It's a major problem. It's true that the top of the guitar case was wet with water. However, that's exactly what is so strange. Miss Andrews, you testified that the vase fell onto the guitar case. However, if it was true, if that was true, the case should have gotten wet on the inside, not the outside. That was what I was thinking about as well. Smack. That's very true. Furthermore, there is one other strange thing about this guitar case. And what is that? Let's take another look at this crime scene photo. The remains of the case are scattered on the floor. And what's wrong with that? If the guitar case was open when the vase fell, Table Smash, there's shards would be in it actually. There you go. That's what I thought as well, but Phoenix is doing the talking for me. The glass shard should be inside, not outside the case.
Ah!
What is your point, Wright? That the case was closed at the time the vase was knocked over? Is that all?
No. Think back to what Miss Andrews testified to. She said that other than the vase, she didn't touch anything else. Yes, that's right. She did implicitly say she didn't touch the guitar case.
But this whole matter with the guitar case is a dead end. The bright red guitar was found at the studio. It has no bearing on this case at all.
That may be. That may very well be. However, an empty guitar case does seem to have no relation to this case. It seems that there is no deeper meaning to the guitar case. Well, Mr. Wright, do you think we need to hear more details about the guitar case? Yeah, we're going to make her testify about it, because if we don't, then we're going to let her be, and then the trial's over, so we're going to make her testify. The empty guitar case. Table Smash. I believe this is a crucial piece of the puzzle.
I can't believe anyone would reach for straws like this, but it is you.
I can't believe I'm doing this either. Smack. Alright, I'll follow along, for now. Miss Andrews, please testify to the court about the guitar case.
Yes, Your Honor.
Alright, so we're going to crack down this one testimony and then we're going to call it a video, so... Yeah, let's go.
I don't remember too clearly because I was a bit dazed. I suppose I must have opened the guitar case after I'd knocked the vase over. It's not a big deal though, right? The case was empty after all. As for why I opened the case, even I don't know.
It looks like this really wasn't a very important point. This wastefulness is such a familiar feeling by now. It's almost comforting. Anyway,
I'll just go ahead and start the cross-examination.
Use it anyway to change the topic. A convenient escape for a weak man.
Oh god, Edgeworth is burning us today, man. Jesus, he's on fire. He's burning us today, man. Okay, I suppose I must have opened the guitar case when I knocked the vase over. But, sorry. I would press, but I can just object because of the fact that it's only got one corridor's fingerprints. It doesn't have anybody else's fingerprints. So, I'm going to present this immediately because of the fact that this case only has his fingerprints on it. It doesn't have Miss Andrews' fingerprints at all. So, I'm going to present at this statement right here. Objection! I believe the you could present the guitar case at that statement, the third one or the fourth one. But I always, if anyone is playing this blind, or if anyone was playing this blind, I think they would immediately present the case on the second statement, because if they read the court record carefully, like I said, it only had one corridor's fingerprints on it, so that's why I presented it immediately. There is no way you were the one who opened the guitar case.
Why would you say that?
It's elementary, my dear. Table smash. Because the only fingerprints on this guitar case are those of the victim.
Ah!
What is it, Miss Andrews?
You shouldn't assume that I have left prints just because I touched the case.
What do you mean?
What if I were to tell you that I was wearing gloves at the time?
Gloves? But why would you be wearing gloves at the time?
It was the night of the awards ceremony. So of course I dressed up for the occasion.
She makes a point. You know, she's got to look good. Even though she looks good there, but, you know, she is probably going to just change, of course, because it's an award show.
Yes, now I remember. I'm almost sure I was wearing a pair of thin gloves.
I see. Well, Mr. Wright, it seems the witness was wearing gloves at the scene of the crime.
You know what I'm going to say? I'm going to say that's strange. Why am I going to say that's strange? Because if she was wearing gloves, then one evidence that she touched would not have fingerprints on it, remember? And I believe you know where I'm going with this, right, guys? Anyway, let's continue reading. You were wearing gloves? Isn't that a little strange?
Why is that strange? Do you have something that would prove I was not wearing gloves at the time?
I do. I really do. It's called the wine glass, and it has your fingerprints on it. So if you were wearing gloves and you poured the wine glass, you would not have fingerprints, but you probably must have took them off, or you just weren't wearing them at all. So yeah, I'm going to say you weren't wearing them, but whatever, I'm going to present this for now. Take that! I have your proof right here. This wine glass.
The wine glass?
You left your fingerprints very clearly on this wine glass. Now she's sweating because she knows she's lying now. Even if you took your gloves off when you poured yourself this glass of juice, wouldn't you think it was just a little strange? Table smash. That you'd put your gloves back on just to open the guitar case? Oh look, first glasses break. Whoa, you got another pair of glasses immediately? Wow, that's pretty cool. Alright. Smack, smack, smack.
Order! Order! Order!
Looks like you hit the nail on the head this time.
Huh? What do you mean? I believe that guitar case plays a very important role here.
But it's just an empty case.
I wonder if it really was empty though.
But the guitar, the bright red guitar was at the studio.
Phoenix, drop all of your presumptions. What was in the guitar case was not the bright red guitar.
You don't mean it was a bright white guitar? Wait, that's not right either. Come on, Phoenix. Are you for real?
Smack. I admit it would be unnatural for someone to do that. So, the witness was not wearing gloves despite the fact... So, the witness was not wearing gloves despite the fact that on the case...
Your Honor, this is obviously the defense's usual misdirection tactic at work. Steer the court towards an unrelated topic and lure us into his misguided.
Table smash.
No, Your Honor, please recall that Miss Andrews had testified that the bars fell onto the guitar case, which means that the case was closed when the crime took place. However, it is wide open in this photo of the crime scene. Table smash. I am sure this guitar case has some relation to the murder.
If you are so sure, Wright, then I'm sure you can somehow substantiate your outrageous claim, correct? Please enlighten us to why that guitar case has anything to do with this murder. Can you do that, Mr. Wright?
Well, let's suppose for a second that the bright red guitar was not the only thing that could have been in the case.
The bright red guitar was not the only... the bright red guitar not being the only thing? You don't mean to suggest that a bright black guitar was in the...
So, you intend to push your theory that the case was not empty? Is that it, right? I wouldn't say something I didn't intend to prove. Deflate that head of yours. You haven't proven anything yet. Now then, let's have it. What was inside that case at the time of the murder? And we're going to end the video right here. So, when we come back, folks, we will give our answer in the next video. Until then, thank you for watching. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, everybody.